Guys, we have a special guest today. It's Barry, dude. Okay, I think this is the best that the lighting is gonna get, so let's get into the video. Roll the intro. Hey, what's up, you guys? I know it's been a long time. I'm so sorry about it. Oh, I just started. We already have hairs. Listen, I edit these videos myself, and I have no excuse. I'm just lazy. I didn't want to edit them. I didn't want to go sit out there at my desk and edit them, but I would sit at my desk and play Sims 4 all day. Yeah, I would do that. Why am I glowing like Jesus? Literally, I look like I'm about to be exercised. And not the kind you do on a treadmill, like the kind you do to an evil spirit. I think this is better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just glowing today, you know? Trump could never. No, wait. I actually kind of look like him. I'm orange. Oh, God. I look like Raichu. Anyway, this video is going to be about how I was exploited at child beauty pageants. I don't want to say that word until I'm at least 8 minutes into the video so that YouTube doesn't pick up on it. But yeah, I was put into beauty pageants when I was 5 years old. 5. I was barely conscious, okay? I think one of my first memories was waiting outside of a church to go do my first pageant, and my mom was hooked after that. I lost, too. I lost. I'll put the picture here. I didn't even smile right. I was smiling like this. I decided to, you know, try a different smile. All the girls were like, I'm like, I want to do a different kind of smile because I don't really want to be here, so I'm just going to be like, anyway, I still look cute. I still slayed, but I lost. I just got miscongeniality, which is like the award they give you for showing up. Anyways, my mom put me in the pageant, and you're probably wondering why. She put me in the pageant because I was shy. Yeah, I had autism, okay? I had autism and social anxiety, and I just wouldn't interact with my peers. You pick me up and you put me in a room with my peers, I would just stare at them. I would watch them play, and that was fun for me. Even though I had this longing feeling like, I want to join you guys, I just wouldn't because I felt frozen in place. Like, if I interacted with them, something bad was going to happen. Don't know what the bad thing was. Have no idea. They would reject me, maybe? I don't know. Maybe when I was 2 and 3, toddlers didn't like me and I just can't remember that, so I was afraid of my peers from then on out, but there was just something different about me. I was quiet, I was reserved, and I wouldn't talk. I'm shy. Although I hate that word because when you label a child as shy, I feel like it puts you in a box and you feel like you can't come out of it. Like, there's nothing I can do. Everyone thinks I'm shy just because I don't talk, but the truth is I have so much I want to say. I'm just afraid to say it in this environment. And my mom thought putting me in pageants where I go up on a stage and I got to perform in front of a ton of eyes would bring me out of my box. No, it shoved me further in the box and dropped me in the middle of the ocean, and I went all the way down to the Mariana Trench, quite frankly. Now, if you live under a rock like Patrick, you probably don't know what pageants are, maybe. I don't know. I feel like everyone does, but you've all seen Miss America, Miss USA, the adult ones, okay? They have them for little kids, for little girls and boys, mostly little girls, but boys can compete too. If you want to know more about it, my best friend Kaylee, who grew up doing pageants with me, we were like this, dude. It's been 10 years since I've seen her. Shout out to you, though, girl. We gotta get together. She has an amazing podcast, and one of the series she does is called The Secret Life of Pageants, and it is A1 good content. If you want to learn about pageants and how horrific they are, I will link her podcast in the description. Please go give it a listen and support my girl because we are traumatized. Can you guys tell I'm caffeinated and on my ADHD meds? Cool. Anyways, my first pageant was in my hometown, okay? Like, well, not my hometown. It was a little town, tiny town where my elementary school was located, and it was like 5 minutes from my house, and I will never forget it. I was in this blue dress and these uncomfortable shoes. I don't even remember competing. I don't remember competing. I remember standing outside waiting to compete, and I was 5 years old, and I was attached to my mom's hip, and my dad was there too, and I remember this other little girl who might have been 7, 8, 9, and she came up to me and she said, "Aw, she's so cute. What's her name?" And my mom goes, "Jessica." And the girl goes, "Aw, she looks really pretty. I bet she's gonna win the pageant." And then she says, "How come she's not saying anything?" Because I was just looking at this girl hugging my mom's leg like this. And my mom said, "Oh, she's shy. That's kind of why we're here, because we want to bring her out of her shell. Linda, put me in therapy." What the hell is this? Don't put me on a stage. That's horrifying. This little girl just thought I was so cute. Like, for some reason, because I was a small, tiny, cute little child and I wouldn't speak, people thought I was more endearing because of that. Like, they treated me like a pet. For real. Like a commodity, like an object, just because I wouldn't speak. I just was like this little doll that they could use. Tell me if other shy autistic kids relate to that. And I don't remember actually competing at this pageant. Quite frankly, that's my Trump impression. Quite frankly, guys, it's shit. But I don't really remember competing. I remember, like I said, waiting outside. And then the next memory I have is sitting inside the church, either waiting for my turn to walk or waiting for my award. I have no idea. But I remember getting miscongeniality. I'll put that picture again right here, okay? That's my stash and my Yeah. After this pageant, when I won Miss Congeniality and I got my tiara, I remember I had to do all of these parades, okay? I had to go to my hometown on all the parade days. So like 4th of July, I can't remember the other parades, but like 4th of July was one, and you had to go and you had to put on a dress and your tiara that you won, even though mine was a participation award, and you had to go and get on the float and do the parade, or they would take your crown away, whatever that means. And I just have a really specific memory of my mom jabbing my 5-year-old head with bobby pins, doing me up so we could go do this parade, and I did not want to do it. I remember having a bellyache that day. I didn't want to do it. Okay, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it at all, but I had to go because my mom was like, they're gonna take your crown and sash away. And I don't understand what that means because it's at our house. What, are they gonna come knock on the door and rip it off my head? Rip it off my shelf? What do you mean they're gonna take my crown away? I think what that really means is they'll just erase your name off the website. They'll take your title away. But I got the lowest title, so who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? I didn't. I'm 5. I want to go watch Nickelodeon, okay? SpongeBob is on, and it's the Hash-Slinging Slasher episode, Linda. Oh my gosh, but I went and did the parade, and I'm not gonna lie, sitting up there, throwing candy and like doing this, it was kind of fun, but I wanted to eat the candy, and I had to just throw it on the ground for all these other lucky little kids that get to watch the parade. And what's funny enough is the kids watching the parade probably wanted to be on the float, but I wanted to be where they were. And man, the grass is always greener on the other side, ain't it? You know what, my grass though, it was torched with fire. So after that whole fiasco, my mom was hook, line, and sinker. I want to put my daughter in pageants because everyone tells me she's cute and she's really shy and awkward, and this is gonna fix her. This right here, not therapy or medication or a diagnosis. Throwing me on a stage all dolled up like I'm 25, that'll do it. Jesus. I'm hyped up today, guys. And I'm also glowing. I remember the next pageant I did was at a mall, and it was called Sunburst Prelim. I know some of you out there will probably have heard about Sunburst State, Sunburst Nationals, bunch of rigged bull. But anyway, I did the Sunburst Prelim, and it was at our local mall, and I went there with the girl whose name that starts with a D. We'll just call her Dahlia, you know, like from Little Rascals. We'll call her that. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but shout out to you again. Her and I were best friends in kindergarten until Dahlia got held back, which was really sad because then we quit being friends. But I love Dahlia, and her mom was so nice, unlike mine. We went to this pageant, and I don't remember if I won or not. I was 6 years old at this time, and the only thing I remember about this pageant was we watched the animated Charlotte's Web in the car on the way to the pageant, and I remember they had the DVD of Charlotte's Web 2, the animated one, in the car, and I was like, oh my gosh, they made a Charlotte's Web 2 animated version? Dahlia's mom was like, yeah, girl, you haven't seen it, we'll have to watch it sometime. Never happened. I ended up seeing it on my own though, because my mom would like burn CDs. If you don't know what that means, because I'm like, you know, old as hell, it's when you would illegally copy movies, okay? Rent it from the store, download it, the movie onto the computer, I don't know, and put it on a new disc. And my mom would literally print off the actual label of the movie, like how it looked on the real disc. My mom would print off the label and slap it on our CD, and it would look kind of fuzzy. Basically, we would steal movies. Don't come for us. This was 2004. Great movie, Charlotte's Web 2 animated. I liked it. I remember this scene of a fox like trying to murder this baby sheep that was like the pig's friend. That's like traumatizing, but I think it lived. The next memory I have of this pageant is being carted on stage to answer questions at the microphone, and I remember them asking me how old I was, and I'm like, I'm 6. And they asked me, what's your favorite restaurant? And my mom had tried to like prepare me before, and she was telling me, all these kids keep saying McDonald's and Burger King. Go up there and say Wendy's or something to be different. But me, wanting to be a little rebellious, I said McDonald's. Like a basic little 6-year-old, because that was my favorite place, okay? Those french fries are fire. So I said McDonald's, and my mom was disappointed because she's like, everybody just went up there and said, I'm 6, I'm 5, I'm 7, and then McDonald's. You should have said like Wendy's or something. Throw a Taco Bell in there. Damn. I don't know. I don't think I won that pageant. I got something because we qualified for the state one. And Dahlia's mom decided, we're not really gonna put money into the state one because it's not just going on stage and saying your name and then getting off. It's actual modeling, and my mom didn't know that part. Okay, so I got humiliated in a hotel. I'll get there. My mom decides, well, we're gonna do the state one because this seems fun. I'm having fun putting my kid up here and living vicariously through her, so we're gonna do the state one. This is all in November. I just remember it vividly. It was the first week of November, and I was 3 weeks from turning 7. And I had a really great 7th birthday. I only had 2 birthday parties as a kid, because my parents are poor and also Scrooges, when I turned 7 and when I turned 11. I like how those kind of go together, 7-Eleven. I've always wanted to visit that gas station. I had a great birthday party, and then in May is when Sunburst State was for Ohio. This would have been 2005. I got that memory in my noggin. If I wasn't estranged from my sibling, I would literally have the books of and my picture in it from 2005 in all the years I did Sunburst State, but unfortunately I don't. If my sibling feels like mailing those, text my roommate. I'll give you the address, because I'd love some of my like yearbooks and my Life Touch photos and my pageant photos. That would be nice. Don't know if why that would be a problem to give me my belongings, but this pageant was devastating. Okay, it was humiliating. It was traumatizing. I didn't win. I didn't win. And it was awful to watch all the other girls go up there and know what to do because they were prepared. And my mom didn't prepare at all. She didn't think to look up Sunburst State routines to see like how the kids model. No, guys, I can't even. May comes around. I'm excited because I get to miss Friday at school, okay? It was the first pageant where I got to miss a Friday of school because you have to drive there. It's several hours away. Then you have to check into the hotel. Then you have to check into the pageant. And then you have to do tanning and do your hair. Now with this pageant, since it was the first one, I didn't do tanning and I didn't have professional hair and I didn't have professional makeup. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. On Friday nights, the main thing that you do is you drive to the venue, which is usually a hotel, and the pageant will be held in the ballroom at the hotel where they hold weddings. The first thing my mom would do is get us into the room, and that was kind of fun because we would always have, you know, those hotel carts that you put all your suitcases on and you cart it up to the hotel room. We would keep that in our room the whole time. I don't know why, because there's not that many of them, but we would steal it. And I would love to hang off of it like monkey bars. And I didn't weigh a lot because I'm 7, so I could literally hang on it. I could do flips and it wouldn't break. And I just loved it. I loved to play on it. And it would annoy the hell out of my mom because she would want to hang my dresses there, but I'd want to flip on it, you know? So I'd take the dresses off and she'd be like, "Why are we here? Huh? We're not here for you to play monkey on the hotel cart, okay? We're here to do a pageant. This isn't about fun. A beauty pageant for a child isn't supposed to be fun." Okay, Linda. Okay. I see how it is. The next thing that would happen is she would have to check me in, okay? Now, if you're a seasoned pro, you would have photos with you that you've professionally shot of your child, and you would take those with you. The check-in would be right outside of the ballroom the night before, and they would have all these tables, and they would be covered in this pretty cloth, and they would have like sequins around it. They would have confetti on it, and then they would have all the forms, okay? And there's moms in lines down the hallway, all right, with their child that's competing, with their little siblings, and with family members. It was a whole thing. I don't know why everybody comes to check-in. I don't know. My mom would drag me too, because she wouldn't want to go by herself. "Come with me, I'm scared. I don't want to go by myself." You're a 35-year-old lady, but I like going to the check-in. I think it's fun, so I'll go with you because I want to see what number I get. Now, this is my first pageant, so my mom's completely new to checking in. It was new to us. The line was long as heck, but we finally get up there. We get our form. My mom's filling out all the stuff. She wants me to do everything except talent. We have outfits for everything, but not talent. Now, Sunburst, if you want to win, you got to do everything, even talent. Okay, your talent could be crap, okay, but you just have to enter everything if you want to win. My mom didn't know that. She also didn't have photos. This is something I need to know, okay? There is an entry fee, and that entry fee, depending on what pageant you're at, could be anywhere from $50 if it's a little rinky-dink one, to $250 to $500 if it's a state one, up to $1,000 to $2,000 if it's a national one. And that's just the entry fee. Every single routine that you want to enter, you have to pay extra money for. So there's interview, you got to pay for that. Beauty, you got to pay for that. Swimwear, casual wear, outfit of choice 1, outfit of choice 2, talent. You're paying extra for all of that, on top of that entry fee, which, like I said, could be anywhere from $50 to $2,000. You know how many vacations we could have went on if my mom didn't pick this hobby? I probably could have went to Disney World. But no, instead I'm at this freaking hotel at a sketchy city in Ohio doing a pageant where I'm gonna lose because we're not prepared. My mom pays for everything. Now, if you have photos, you gotta pay to enter your photos too. Not only that, the awards that you win: Ultimate Grand Supreme Queen, Grand Supreme Queen, Mini Grand Supreme Queen, Regular Supreme Queen, just Queen in your age group. And then all of the doodads that they add on, like prettiest hair, best outfit, prettiest smile. You have to pay for all of those. You literally have to pay to enter for all of these chances to win something. It's not just the entry fee. You pay the entry fee, you pay to actually go up there and model, and then you pay for a chance to win the awards. So if my mom's broke and she doesn't have the money to pay for the side awards like prettiest smile, best hair, best outfit, if she doesn't have the money to pay for the door titles, because there's door titles too that are just like most photogenic out of a certain age, hello hair, most photogenic out of a certain age group, or best modeler out of a certain age group, you can pay extra for those too. If my mom doesn't have enough money to enter me in a chance to win everything, you are likely to go home with nothing. If you only have enough money to pay for the Supreme titles, Ultimate Grand, Grand Supreme, Mini Grand, then those are the only things you have a chance to win. You could go up there on crowning day on Sunday and stand there and watch everybody around you get medals, get sashes, get crowns for stuff, and you get nothing because your mommy couldn't afford it, because she could only afford the entry fee or photos. That sucked, because there were times my mom didn't enter me in prettiest hair, best smile, best clothes. So I would stand there and feel like they thought I was ugly. But in reality, my mom just didn't pay. I think it's a scam, because if you're paying that much for an entry fee for the pageant, you should automatically be considered for all of the awards. Why am I paying the entry fee? Why am I paying extra to do all these categories and get my kid on stage? And why am I paying extra for the awards too? Y'all are a bunch of scammers, and these moms are stupid. What are you guys doing? It's like when you hear that thing on the radio, call 1-800 for a chance for your kid to be on Disney Channel. My mom fell for one of those. We went to one of those, okay? And I had to go up there and like learn my lines really quick and perform it just to get like this pamphlet that says, oh, call this number and pay $1,000 and you'll be part of this acting class. And like, it's a scam. And my mom took me to one, but luckily she didn't pay the money to be in the acting class to have like the agent that's not really an agent. JoJo Siwa's mom did. If you watch Dance Moms, her mom actually did that. The fact that we even went to one is embarrassing, but anyhow, my mom was living through me and thought I could be famous, but I'm a little awkward shit, so they didn't pick me. After we're all checked in and stuff, normally what would happen is you would then go to tanning, okay? And tanning is a whole situation, all right? And I'll get into it a little bit. This video is probably going to be a couple parts, but I'll get into the tanning. I need to get a haircut. Anyway, you know what spray tanning is, okay? A lot of girls do it before prom, homecoming, that sort of thing, maybe before a wedding. Pageant girls do it too. If you're light-skinned, you get a tan, because you want to look bronzed and polished when you're on that stage, sun-kissed, okay? That's what wins. So I didn't do tanning at this particular pageant because my mom didn't know about it. We went right back to the hotel after check-in and just waited for Saturday to compete. And competition is all day. If you're a little kid, you're up at 6 a.m. And sometimes if it's a big pageant, you'll be competing until 10 at night. As you get older, the day gets longer because they do the little kids first. And the older kids have to wait until like 2 to start even just interview or beauty. And it takes forever. At this pageant, I should have gone to tanning and then to interview. Interview was usually on Friday nights the night before, and then you have all of the modeling stuff on Saturday and crowning on Sunday morning. It's a whole weekend affair. So my mom's paying for a hotel room too, and they probably jack up the prices just because there's pageant people there. I just know it. Because why wouldn't you? Take advantage of these moms for all they got. They'll pay it. They're desperate. They want their kid on stage. So they'll pay extra for that hotel room. Sometimes my mom would get the hotel across the street just because of that. And then we would have to walk across and rush. But they have a community changing room that you can use if you're not staying at the hotel, so I'd end up in there a lot. It's a lot less comfy than having your own room to change in and prepare. Having to do it around all these girls that are essentially strangers, that's stressful, but imagine being naked around strangers. That's what spray tanning is, okay? Not at this pageant. At this pageant, I didn't do tanning, but I'm going to go into it so you guys understand. Later on, when my mom was more seasoned, we would do tanning the night before, okay? If there wasn't an interview, or even if there was, you do tanning the night before. There are usually like 5 to 6 to 7 tanning vendors, okay? And all of them have their own hotel rooms that they buy for the night. And they'll have maybe 100 girls to do, 50 to 100 girls. Because sometimes at these big pageants, there's like 200, 300 contestants, and all of them need tanned. So even if there's 5 to 7 tanning vendors, they're doing 50 to 60 to 70 girls, okay? So when you go into this small hotel room with the double beds, there'll be a black curtain up. If I can find one, a pop-up black tanning curtain. I'll put it right here where Raichu and Bluey are. And then there'll be moms sitting on the beds with their kids. Sometimes the little siblings, like they would bring the little siblings with them because you can't leave them alone in the hotel room. They could die. So there'd be little boys in there, okay? Little boys in between like 5 to 12 even. This is all when I'm 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? From elementary, middle school, I was put through this. You would go in and it'd be crowded as heck. Because like I said, you got the moms, you got the girls competing, sometimes you got grandma in there, you got the siblings, and you got the vendor. And there might be two vendors that work together in the same room. So you go in, and there's naked girls. Naked girls. They could be anywhere from my age, 7, 8, 9, 10, to 20. Because some pageants have categories for grown women. So you could be exposed as a elementary school student to a grown woman's body. And I remember seeing pubes. Yeah, I was 7. I remember just looking straight at this girl's bush that was eye level with me. And I was like, whoa. Now, I had a naked mom. I don't know if you know what a naked mom is. She'd walk around butt ass naked. Butt ass. She would pee with the door wide open. She'd call me in to keep her company while she bathed. So I was kind of used to it a little bit. But whenever I'd look at my mom's bush, she would yell at me not to. But it was kind of hard not to look because you're not used to see. I'm a kid. I don't have that yet. So I'm like curious, like, what is that? You know, it's curiosity. But having a bunch of them, strangers, in your face, freaking traumatizing. So that would happen. There would just be naked girls. Yep. And then you would have to get naked. And it didn't matter who was in the room. It didn't matter at all. You're stripping to nothing. It's not like Toddlers and Tiaras where they keep the underwear on and there's like a sports bra. That's for TV. Okay, the moment the camera is off, Toddlers and Tiaras, the moment that scene is done, that little girl takes off everything. And then once you're nude, you have to get into the black curtain and they spray you with this cold spray. Like if you've ever been spray tan, it's cold. And you have to put your arms out like this, okay? And you have to put your feet shoulder length apart. So you're just like Patrick Star, and they spray you. A stranger sprays your body, and then you have to turn around, and they do the back. And then there's people walking around. Like there'll be like moms that will come up and talk to the vendor, stand right in front of you while you're nude, getting it done, and look at you. There'd be little kids like that would come around, and they just look at you. And when you're 7, 8, 9, and they're 7, 8, 9, and they're looking at you, it's not that bad. But it was a whole different ballgame when I grew up, and suddenly I had the bush. And a little like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds come around the curtain, and they're looking at my body that I'm going through puberty, so you're embarrassed, and you have these eyes on you. So that's a whole thing. But when you're done getting spray tanned, you can't cover yourself with anything, or you'll stain the towel, you'll stain your clothes, and you'll smear it. So you have to walk completely nude to the little bathroom in the hotel room. Hopefully it's somewhat big, but usually they're tiny. There'll be a fan in there, and you'll stand in there, same position like this, with your legs out too, shoulder length apart, like Patrick Star with the fan on you. And there could be 2, 3, 4 other naked girls doing the same thing, waiting to dry. And it would take 20 to 30 minutes to dry. And you have to do that walk of shame. From the curtain to the bathroom, that's a long walk. And there, again, could be little boys in there. Imagine being 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Some of the most embarrassing years of your life. And you have to walk nude past little boys that are looking at you. Because I'm sorry, when I'm like 12, 13, 14, 15, and there's like a 12-year-old, 13, 14, 15-year-old boy in there around my age, they're looking at you. And their mom's looking at you. And grandma's looking at you. And everybody's looking at you. You're just... I was like a naked mom at 7. Thank God when you finally dry, you can put your clothes on. We usually have like these little robes so it doesn't smear, or maybe those robes you pull on to cover a swimsuit, you'd pull that on to walk down the hallway back to your room. Now, if it's a bigger pageant, there's likely interview the night before. Once it's dry, you got to put your clothes on. You got to go get in interview mode, even though you're just traumatized and stared at. Fun. At this pageant, again, since it was my first one, I didn't do that whole tanning thing. Wasn't aware of what that was yet. Went straight to interview. Don't remember what the heck I said. I remember my mom giving me tips. She was like, put your hands behind your back like this so you don't, if you fidget your fingers, they don't see. Make sure to make eye contact with every judge and make sure to shake their hands when you're done. I remember shaking like one judge's hand that was on the end. I like shook her hand and thanked her, and I just ignored the other two. And I wonder if they thought that was rude because I didn't shake I don't know. I don't know if what other girls would do in their interviews, like a really quiet thing. I don't know what the other girls would do, but all I know is I never did good at it. Kaylee was great at interview. They loved her. Girl, what would you do in there? Because I always wondered, because you would always win interview. What would you do to win them over? Because, like, they never liked me. I remember it was my 13th birthday, and I thought I did good at that interview. I went in there, and I was all bubbly. Yeah, it's my 13th birthday, and I wanted to do a pageant, so my mom surprised me. I didn't want to. I just thought if I said that, they might give me brownie points because it's my birthday. I didn't even get, like, 4th in interview there. Like, even though it was my birthday, just... me, I guess, right? Maybe they knew that I was trying to, like, get brownie points. They're like, she totally brought that up. We can see that it's her birthday on the paper. She totally brought that up just to, like, make us give her the award. Whatever. Yes, I did. It didn't work. But I don't know. Kaylee would just like do the nines in there. I don't know. She just had something going on, and not me. Like they looked at me and they were like, "Here with autism." But I don't remember much. But I do remember a lot of the next day. The modeling part. Or the lack thereof. I remember getting ready for beauty, and it was a long day because Sunburst has beauty, swimwear, outfit of choice 1, outfit of choice 2, and then talent. But I didn't have to do talent because I didn't have one yet, okay? But I had to do the other 4 events. Gee whiz. The only event I remember in specific was my outfit of choice. Because for the first 2, I just went up on stage and stood there. Literally like this. All the girls are going to all the X's. There are 4 X's on stage. You're supposed to go to the first one, then the second one, then go up front, then back to the second one, then to the 4th one, and leave. And I just walked on stage, went to the first one, and just stood there. Or the second one. And then I think I walked up a little bit to the 3rd one up front where the judges are. And I think I just kind of stood there. And then I turned and walked off for the first 2. And all these girls before and after me, they're doing the whole 9. Like, they're modeling, they're step turning. Okay, like, they're doing the whole shebang. Like, you know, me, nothing. Nothing going on here. It was embarrassing. So after my mom realized that the other girls were modeling, and it wasn't like the prelim where you just kind of go up there and smile, she tried to coach me, okay? She tried to coach me. She's like, why don't you go up there and do this? Kind of like look over your shoulder, okay? Look over your shoulder a bit, Jess. My mom was kind of doing it like this, like, I didn't do none of that. I had no personality. I was like this. And then walked off, and that's all I did. Okay, imagine what the seasoned moms in the crowd were thinking when they saw me up there like that. Like, look at this girl that doesn't know what she's doing, because those moms weren't nice. They wouldn't have looked at me and felt like, aw, her mom set her up to look like a clown. They would be like, look at this idiot. Imagine spending all this money just for your kid to stand there. Like, what the hell? And my mom spent like $700 on that pageant. Just for me to go up there and stand there like that and not know what I'm doing. Come crowning on Sunday, I actually thought I had a chance of getting something because the past 2 pageants, even though I got the lowest award, you leave with something. That's not the case at Sunburst State. Every outfit, beauty, swimwear, outfit of choice 1, outfit of choice 2, talent, and then the interview, of course, they have 1st through 4th place. I had to stand there and watch as all the girls in my group were called up for an award, and you'd get a trophy every time, and they were nice. They were like purple and gold, this tall. I had to stand there while everybody would get called up for a trophy, and my name was never called because I just stood up on stage. I wasn't gonna win. And I remember some of the little girls in my group. I was in the 7 to 10 age group. I remember some of the little girls coming up to me in my little crowning dress. I just wore the same one I wore in beauty because I didn't have a crowning dress. My mom didn't know about that. She's like, just wear the one you did for beauty. And they came up to me and they were like, oh, you're so cute. I bet she's gonna win. I didn't get a single thing. The only thing I left there with was a participation medal. No crown, no trophy. And I had to watch all of my peers get something. And I didn't get anything. And I thought it was because I wasn't pretty. I thought it was because I wasn't good enough. And in the pageant world, I wasn't the prettiest that day. I didn't have personality. I didn't even model. I wasn't good enough. I got nothing. And I remember this woman, and we would call her, I'm not going to say her real name. Bless this lady, though. We're going to call her Grandma Jenna. Grandma Jenna is a foster mom that later adopted these kids, and 8 kids that were in an abusive situation, or maybe even more. I can't remember the exact number, and gave them a home. But before that, she had her granddaughters that she would enter into pageants, and she was just amazing. Stern, but had maternal energy, had empathy, wanted the child to have a good time, wasn't stressed out the whole time, didn't stress out the child, wanted her granddaughters to feel pretty, have the best chance at winning, but didn't care at the end of the day what they got. She was actually on Toddlers and Tiaras for an episode. She had this famous line that goes like this: if you want to do pageants, you better be ready to run with the big dogs, or you can just stay on the porch. So if you've seen Toddlers and Tiaras, you're going to know who I'm talking about. We're going to call her Grandma Jenna, okay? And we'll call her granddaughter, who I was friends with as a kid. Her name is beautiful. I wish I could say it, but we'll just say Carla. Grandma Jenna approached us, and I think it wasn't even Carla that was competing. Carla had 2 other sisters, and the middle one was into soccer, didn't do pageants, but the older one, who we'll call Maggie, okay? Maggie would do pageants, and I was friends with Maggie too, but I mainly saw Carla because Carla was like 4 years younger than me, and Maggie was like 3 or 4 years older, and Maggie was just not as into the pageants as time went on because she was in her teenage years. So Carla and I would do a lot of pageants together. Grandma Jenna approached my mom, you know, she probably watched which mom I went back to crying after I lost, and she approached my mom and she said, hey, you need to get your daughter into coaching. I have some numbers for great coaches for beginners. They'll help you out. This started a friendship. Grandma Jenna actually lived in my hometown, so she was like 10 minutes away. And this started a pretty long, maybe a decade friendship between my mom and her. Don't know how my mom kept that friendship, because we had a lot of pageant friends that would come and go that my mom would take off, because she's a narcissist and stresses everybody out, and me. And people didn't like that. They didn't like her being around their kids. My mom actually yelled at someone else's kid at a pageant, and they were supposed to spend the night with us at the hotel, and they ended up not spending the night with us the rest of the weekend because she yelled at her daughter. All right, you guys gotta like the video for Barry. Wait, why do you always get shy? Barry, look here. The camera's here, babe. Have an eye for that camera, man. I know, the lights are bright. Bye. You gotta like the video now. I showed the cat twice. Here, I'll show him a third time. Simba. Oh, I love him. Now you gotta subscribe, too. Grandma Jenna... Quit messing with my lighting, fool. Grandma Jenna was a godsend, a lifesaver. Because of her, my mom got me my first pageant coach, whose name was Amanda. And Amanda taught me how to step-step turn. I'll show you guys what a step-step turn is. And I was actually able to win some titles and some money during my time being traumatized and exploited. And I'm really grateful for her. And I remember wishing that Grandma Jenna was my mom and that I could do pageants with Grandma Jenna. I wanted her to adopt me. I'm 27 now. I still wish she could adopt me. I remember Grandma Jenna, when my mom was being my mom, she would get down on my level and tell me, your mom just stresses out at pageants, okay, kid? Some moms get like that. Don't let her get to you. She's gonna be frazzled. She might pull on your hair. She might yell. She might tell you that you don't have a chance at winning. She might tell you, you better get up there and do good or I'm gonna whoop your ass. Don't let it get to you. Go up there and smile and do it for you. And I remember Grandma Jenna trying to convince my mom to let me do a pageant with just her for the weekend and my mom not be there. My mom would say that she was down for it, but it never happened. Because my mom's not gonna not go. Then she won't have any pictures of me to put on Facebook. She won't get to see me up there. She won't get to be like, yeah, that's my daughter. Because it was about her. It was never about me. It was not about me having fun. It was about me winning so she could brag about me. And if I didn't win, she couldn't brag about me and I was a loser, a failure, an embarrassment. And I was embarrassed at that pageant because I didn't know what to do. But the first thing I learned how to do was a step-step turn from Amanda when I was 7. And this is a step-step turn. This is as far back as I can get. You can kind of see my feet. Anyway, this is a step-step turn. You step, step, and you turn. Step, step, turn. Now that's just basic. If you want to make it all zazzy, you go like this. That was the first move that I learned, and then it only went on from there. This video is pretty long, and the tanning thing was kind of traumatizing to bring up. So, we're going to end this here. There's going to be a part 2, because I've only told you about competing when I was 5, 6, and 7. We still got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 10 more years to cover. Oh, God. I haven't even gotten into taking professional pictures, practices, some of the crazy pageant weekends where my prop broke. My mom was accused of lying about my age and had to provide a birth certificate, which literally happened on an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras. That was a common thing. Other moms would get jealous and they would try to be like, they're lying about their kid's age so they can win. Like, they're lying that she's younger than she is so she can compete younger and win and stuff like that. There was a time where me and Kaylee were playing hotel tag and we got chased by the security and her brother got chased by the security with his friend. One time a security lady literally opened the sliding door to our room that led out to the pool in the lobby and was like, where are your parents? And that was an experience. Fuck her. She's probably dead now, but that was traumatizing, lady. There's so many things I've went through. Times where my mom spent $1,000 and I just left with nothing but a stuffed dog and a medal. I hope you guys enjoyed this one because I'm gonna go Stuff Garden and like maybe take a shot because Jesus, this sucked. But anyway, I'm gonna try to be more consistent and post every Friday. We're still gonna do Fridays or maybe Saturdays. Fridays at 3 or Saturday at noon in case I'm slow editing. That's literally why I do that. Fridays at 3 or Saturday at noon. So if I don't meet Friday at 3, I got till Saturday at noon. Sometimes I'll purposely like hold off. It's that ADHD You know, if you didn't hit that subscribe button already, I showed that cat 3 times. You owe me a subscription, okay? Like, all right, you don't owe me shit, but it'd be nice because I'll show him a 4th time if 3's not enough, but I don't know where he is. But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Really helps me out. I'm trying to save for top surgery before my stupid president that some people elected makes it illegal for me to do so. Don't see how me chopping off my biddies has any interference with your all lives, but they want to not let me do that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you next week for part 2. Please check out my friend's podcast. Please, I will link it below. It's really good. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Bye. Yeah.